Look alive. I teach business to people sometimes. Stop. You used his man ring to propose. Shut the front door.
I had other choices. I chose you.
Thanks. Hi, I'm Lindsey.
I'm Andrew.
And we are the Romans. I don't know why I did that thumbs up. That was weird. We live on Oahu, Hawaii with our little 7-month-old baby Eloise. I'm a photographer, an online educator,
Sugar mama,
podcaster. I teach business to people sometimes. Stop. All right, so we're going to do a quick Q&A. It might not be quick, but a Q&A for you guys just to get a little sneak peek into who we are.
Yeah.
How did we meet?
How did we meet?
If he tells it, it's going to be 2 sentences long, so I will, but this is also a really long video, so I'll try to keep it spark noted. We met in college. We attended the same church, and we were a part of the same campus ministry. It was the summer between my sophomore and junior year, and the summer between you going to be a freshman of college. So I'm older.
Between my senior year of high school and my freshman year of college.
I'm a cougar. And our campus ministry was hosting a video scavenger hunt. And we both attended. We were put into groups, and he was in my group. I knew everybody in my group except him. And there was one item on the list for all the teams to do, but it was to propose in a public space. Our team chose us two as the people to do that particular task. And I remember you used, one of the guys in our group was married, so you used his man ring to propose. Like, his man ring to propose. And we were outside of this coffee shop. You were like, will you marry me? Except you said it way off and it was wrong. And you were like, it would make me the happiest man in the world to not marry you. You said it something like that was backwards.
I don't think that's what I said.
You did. We can show the video. Proof.
You were the love of my life. And I couldn't think of anything that I would rather do less than spend the rest of it with you.
In my mind, you were a dweeb. You were 2 years younger. You were a high schooler pretty much. And I was just like, oh. That was my opinion of you. And then, like, 2 years later, when we actually started talking.
We weren't talking. We were just becoming
We were talking.
friends.
We were becoming friends and talking. And I thought to myself, I remembered how we met, and I was like, shut the front door. God. He's cool.
Did it again.
Well, no, because growing up, I always, like, you don't ever want a story of how you meet your husband or your love. Like, you never want that story to be like, oh, we just, like, slowly, like, started becoming friends and I don't really know, like, when we met. Like, you don't want that. You want it to be like,
Yeah,
I saw her in the grocery store and I, like, my heart pitter-pattered and I saw her from afar and that was the moment I knew. Okay, but it wasn't that. Obviously, that's not our story. But our story is...
Screw you if you have a sad story.
No, but our story was so cool because... It's like God, like, looked down at that moment and was like, you have no idea. But just you wait. We met by him proposing to me. And look at us now. That's the story of how we met.
But we didn't actually start dating and becoming much better friends for a few years.
Yeah, we were just like casual acquaintances, friends. And then I started liking him.
And then I shut you down.
Like, you didn't shut me down. You shut me down, but not in you. But your actions were like acting like you liked me.
No.
We can go into that whole story later at another time. Just leave a
married.
sprinkle of the story for you to get a taste. Favorite way to connect and have fun together.
Sex.
We like playing games. We like going to the beach. We like going like out to eat sometimes. We like hanging out with friends a lot. Mm-hmm. We like traveling. I would say all those things.
I like being much more of a homebody, and you tolerate that.
Yeah, whereas I like... Well, you like traveling too.
No, I mean like day in, day out. Like I like sitting at home doing nothing, and you tolerate it.
I think I push you to be a little more adventurous in that way, and you remind me like every moment doesn't have to be go, go, go. For us, it was really important that we went into marriage being pure and that we saved sex for marriage. That was really important to us in our faith.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't know if it was necessarily like all about the purity. It was more just that was how we were raised, and that's what we chose ourselves. Yeah. That we wanted that in our spouse. Not that I don't know, would it have been a deal breaker otherwise?
No. But just like
Maybe.
for us in our relationship.
Yeah. No, it was
For
a
us.
choice of our faith, of our own. But that's...
Highly recommend it. Don't listen to what the chick flicks say. Don't listen to what society says. Highly, highly recommend it. You do not need to test it out before you buy. Nah.
Even if you have had sex, I would encourage you to consider still prioritizing that in your relationship. But I think if you really are valuing and want a marriage, and that's why you're in a relationship genuinely, being committed to purity, even just starting now and continuing until you're married, I think it doesn't necessarily matter if you've had it or not yet. You know, there's no condemnation. It's about moving forward and having that commitment.
How did I know you were the one?
I don't know if well, for you or for me? Is that
For both.
I wouldn't phrase the question like that. I feel like I chose you.
I think the one is elusive anyway because you're right. It's a choice.
Yeah, I chose Lindsey.
I
had
chose you.
other choices. I chose you.
Thanks. I would say I
that's
knew
true.
I knew from the get-go, like the night that we went on our first date.
It wasn't like The Bachelor. We had multiple people in the rafters and we chose the right one. No, I intentionally chose to pursue you
Right.
as a friend and have a relationship with you.
Right.
And then I'm like, no, I'd like to marry her. And then I started dating her.
But see, you had that thought of like I want to marry her before you started dating.
Yeah, but
you don't have like you might not
I knew
know.
you were wife material. Like,
I would say the night that we went on our first date, before you picked me up, I literally sat in my room and I was like, I had the thought, this is the last night I'm going to be single. Which was insane to think about. But I think I just knew. I knew that I liked you. I knew that you were husband material.
our whole worldview and approach to like dating and marriage was a little different than I think. We weren't on Tinder looking for whoever we could find.
Right.
We were.
I had high standards, and you did too.
I knew that since high school, I knew that the next girl I dated, I wanted to marry. I wasn't.
Well, I don't know if that's quite healthy though, because then when you have that mindset, and you've even said that when you have that
I don't know,
mindset,
it seems pretty healthy. It worked out for me.
Well,
The
no,
results speak for themselves.
No, I think there's a healthy way to date. And yes, date with the intention of marriage, but then if you're starting to date and you realize, hey, we're not the best fit for each other, I think that's healthy to break up. Yeah.
That's like...
Well, that's not what you said, though. You were like, the next woman I was going to date, I was going to marry.
Yeah, that's what I did.
Yeah, but that's not the only way to do it. I honestly think, though, stop. I think the thing that made me realize and really want to date you and really want you as my husband
Oh, yeah, you noticed me?
is because you said, I only look at girls like sisters and like women as like my mom or something like that.
I only intended to only have one wife.
Right, but
So
I thought your viewpoint on women was so respectable because it was like I look at women as my sisters and I don't treat them as anything but my sisters until I'm dating somebody with the intention of her being my wife. And I thought that was so respectable because a lot of men in our world look at a lot of women as not their sisters. And I thought that was just like such a Christ-like view of you to have. And it made me attracted to you even more. What's one piece of advice?
Pick a good one. Don't shop hungry. That's a good one. Don't shop hungry.
What does that mean?
I mean, you don't want to be out there thirsty. Like, when you go to a grocery store, there's two rules. You pick a good cart, and you don't go hungry. If you're looking for a wife, and you're really lonely and thirsty, you're not going to get the right one. You can get the first one. Hungry.
So make sure you're in a healthy spot before you start dating. It's smart.
And then pick a good cart. Pick someone who's actually worthwhile to begin with good stats.
Like have high standards. Is what you're saying.
Yeah. If it's got a squeaky wheel, don't pick that one.
Okay, but what would be your advice for boundaries within dating? I would say a good healthy boundary is to, which we did not follow this and we should have, but make sure that if you are trying to be pure and not have sex until marriage, then try to avoid hanging out at night alone, just the two of you. I would say that's a good piece of advice that we did not follow, and I wish we kind of would have.
Got a little frisky.
Well, because while we did wait until marriage, but I feel like crossed some boundaries that we shouldn't have.
It was fun, but yeah.
That's not the point.
Yes, no, I agree with you. It would have been all around better if, you know, we didn't get as physical as we did. Although we did wait till marriage to have actual sex.
Mm-hmm. But I think a good rule of thumb would be to not be alone together at night.
And yeah, just crafting your environment so
So you're making sure that...
those are your boundaries.
Yeah. All right, well, that's it for today. Thank you guys so much for submitting questions. That was really fun. We will do this again, definitely, and answer more questions and do videos a little bit, I think, more on certain topical things like marriage as a whole. Or
Yeah, if you want anything specific, put it in the comments.
Yeah. And subscribe.
Oh, and like. I think that's the thing you do on this platform, right?
I don't know.
You like?
Sure. Tell us if you relate to any of the answers that we gave in the comments below. Tell us how cute Eloise is.
We know that.
Just
But
kidding.
you can reiterate it if you want to. We know what we got. We got gold.
We got gold. You're gold, honey. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Till next time, roaming around.